Circle of Light and Love. I'm Phillip Mountrose with my wonderful co-host today again, Gretchen Comer, a fellow spiritual coach, healer, and more. Today, the arrival of spring, the spring equinox, balancing light and day, uh, dark night and day, darkness and light. It's all balancing out today with a lot of new creative energies, as we'll discuss, and what's possible for you, not only with the new beginnings of spring and the equal day and equal night, more light coming into the system, into your body and into the world, is the Great Awakening. We'll talk about, like, just things are happening, that are maybe new pivotal things that are not only cyclical, but they might be cyclical, thousands or hundreds of thousands of years, but this new turbulent pivotal time, and how to use the spring energy to maximize that and more. So we are emissaries of love and light here in the Circle of Love and Light every week at this station, and we welcome you. This is a time together where we can share and go deeper into our heart and the truth and love in our heart and share. And so today, the arrival of the spring energies and the spring equinox and the spiritual and practical physical significance of that. Gretchen, you want to say hello and just give some thoughts that are on your mind on this wonderful topic?
Sure. Yes. Hello, everyone. This is a wonderful topic because spring is, coming tomorrow for most of us on the planet. Spring equinox is tomorrow for a lot of us. And it's a wonderful time of balance. And it's also like we experience here in Virginia on the East Coast, we experience a lot of wind, a lot of rain in the springtime. And it really is kind of symbolic of that cleansing that we do, it seems, every spring. If you are a gardener, you might be going out and scraping the ground and getting your garden ready to plant and things of that nature. So it really is a wonderful metaphor for the following that rhythm of nature, in our lives right now, and balancing the energy. And of course, the equinox is about equal night and day light, and so it's a time of balance. And you can even balance eggs up on one end, they say. And I've actually done that before, and it does work. It's a very specific time during the spring equinox. But it's about clearing and shedding those old ways of being, and kind of shedding I like to say, our winter self. It's our winter self is generally very reflective and introspective, and now is the time to come back out, bloom and grow like a plant would in the spring. And it's a way of stabilizing that energy that's coming in with the energy that's now departing from winter. So for me, it's a wonderful time of balance.
Yeah, that's a great word. I love that word, balance, and so much of life is about balance.
Sure.
And it keeps changing. That's why life is interesting. The only thing that's constant, as I said, is change.
Right.
So we know it's changing from moment to moment, and spring is an influx of energy, and it's wonderful when you start to see those little buds on trees. Like, where did they come from? Isn't that's very magical? And they're protecting the flowers, the delicate, fragile flowers inside, and the animals are waking up and who are hibernating. Things are coming alive, not that they were dead, but they were dormant. They were in a different phase, and now there's a lot more energy available. And as you said, there's this balance of light and darkness that we can take advantage of. And it can be a good time, as we know, for spring cleaning. That's a big thing, cleaning ourselves on the inside. It could be cleanses, or maybe could be dietary things, or changes in our personal regimen to help us heal or feel stronger. And it could be our external environment, cleaning the closets and cleaning the garages and all that stuff out. Things that you'd say, wow, I haven't cleaned this for years.
Right.
When was the last time I cleaned my oven? I did that the other day. That's something, depending on what you are, or parts of your car that are sort of in never land. So that can be very energizing and very refreshing, doing all that. Have you been doing any spring cleaning, Gretchen?
We have been. We have. In fact, my husband just cleaned his vehicle yesterday. Yeah, he was outside taking advantage of the sunlight. And yeah, I mean, it's a great time to be active too. I mean, we don't have to rush into spring, but it's a great time to bring in that active energy that spring brings with it. Again, we align ourselves with that natural energy that's already present, then it's just much easier to kind of flow with the season and and
Right.
really become active. So it's a great time to like listen to our bodies and like you said, spring clean. It's a great time to eat seasonal foods, things that are coming back that are fresh in gardens. I know in our area we have strawberries and things like that in the
Hmm.
spring. And so it's wonderful to be able to kind of connect with the season that way too, is to eat, of course, the fresh food that's seasonal is going to be the most healthy too. So there's lots of
Hmm.
ways that we can connect with the season that are really supportive to where we're at in life and to what we're doing in the spring. And I just love that. It's like nature's providing for us. So it's a
Right.
beautiful
It's
reciprocal
very
relationship. Yeah.
magical. If you've ever, this is a time when asparagus, which is a very short growing
Mhm.
season, like if you've ever seen the little tips or like little rockets, they start to shoot up. They're very magical. And
Right,
the,
right. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love fresh asparagus. So yeah, that's
yeah.
lovely. Yeah.
And it can also be a time of letting go. There may be time to let go of some things that just no longer serve you. Maybe they might be habits or patterns that you have. Maybe it's time for a new exercise routine or some new foods to try. It might be new relationships or letting go. Sometimes we're holding on to relationships, which really maybe at one time served us or maybe never served us. And we're holding on, trying to think that, well, I'm afraid of the unknown, the cloud of uncertainty. So I'll just kind of hang with this stuff that isn't really right. And it really is holding us back. It's something where it's easy to fool yourself into a false security that, there's that poem, I came to the edge and then I let go and I flew. Apollinaire, I'm kind of paraphrasing. So sometimes you just have to let go of things and fly and see what's out there. Another poem, Go Beyond the Field of Right and Wrong, Tagore, and find yourself there in new fields, new possibilities.
I love that. That's Rumi, isn't it? It's beautiful. Yeah.
Rumi or Tagore, I kind of get them mixed up, but those inspirational poets, yeah, they're
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, another thing that I like to do, Philip, too, that some people might enjoy is, I keep a journal, and when
Hmm.
we journal, it's a great time of year to look
Hmm.
back at where we were last spring, to really
Yes.
gauge our progress on our life's path, and it's also wonderful. It kind of reaffirms how we were letting go things, what we have already shed, how far we've come, and so it's a great way to kind of take stock of where we're at now after a long winter and where we're going in our trajectory. And so I think it's a great way to just keep track of where we've been and where we're going.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's a good idea, just to be aware of things and just note progress you've made. Sometimes we get, thinking in too biggest steps, especially when we're low. Then it seems like very little is happening positive, but, little micro wins, which can be from micro habits. Wow, I just had a good breakfast. That was good. That's not a major thing to celebrate or post on the internet, perhaps, but it's little things like that add positive momentum, because otherwise you could be engulfed in the negative self-talk, which we're all very subject to, which comes from old thoughts, old programming, things that we were told to fear, and sometimes negative experiences in this lifetime or prior. So that's kind of a spring cleaning to your mind. What are you thinking? What's the energy? Hey, this is a negative thought. This isn't going to work out. This is bad. You want to be realistic, grounded, practical. Some things may need addressing. You don't want to be in denial, but a lot of it, uh, like we were saying, Mark Twain said, I've worried about many things in my life and most of them never happen.
Right. Right. Well, I love that you say that because it really is about gratitude too. Like you're saying, I love that breakfast that I had. That's just the little ways to keep us connected and, being grateful. I'm grateful that I had breakfast. I'm grateful that
Yeah, right,
I'm in a place where, it's cold outside today, but I have shelter. Just being gracious and
right,
grateful for the little things that we have can really keep our energy up too, and
right.
reconnect us to those things that may not seem important, but it's actually what makes our life easier. It's a lot easier to have a house. It's a lot easier to have breakfast. Your whole day is changed, by having those basic necessities. So I think spring is also a good time, I think, to really express gratitude for the new growth that you're experiencing as well.
Mm-hmm. New growth, yeah. Just going back to gratitude reminds me of that perhaps well-known story where the man, was bemoaning his fate because he didn't have any shoes. And then he looked over and there's another person over there who had no feet. So
Right.
then he felt pretty grateful to have feet. So
Right.
it can be very relative. We don't have to go to extremes, but
Right.
there's a lot to be grateful for is sort of the message there.
Sure, sure. And there's nothing wrong with it enjoying the breakfast that you had.
No,
You
don't feel
you
guilty.
can
Well, I had a
celebrate.
good
Right. You
breakfast
can
and someone
celebrate
else
it.
didn't.
Right. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So yeah, gratitude will definitely lift your spirits. And I think that's just a great way to also connect because things that were asleep and dormant in the winter that are now waking, we can be grateful for that. We're grateful for the turn of the seasons. We're grateful for that fresh new energy that's going to
Mm-hmm.
support us in
Mm-hmm.
whatever we do.
Mm-hmm. Right. Um, we're going to do a little meditation in a few minutes, as we usually do on the spring equinox, the spring energies. And I'm going to bring in Lady Venus, who is one of the ascended masters, co-partner, twin flame to Sanat Kumara. And there's a picture of her and Kyle Gray's beautiful cards. And there's sort of these cards are very transporting. And so I kind of checked in with her, and I'm going to read a little of her channeling and then do some live channeling in the meditation. Um, and some of the things she said sort of eloquently wraps up a couple of the points we've already made, but I think I'm going to bring this in now because it feels like a good time to read it from Lady Nada. No, that's another one, Lady Venus. And it's wonderful to have the support of ascended masters of beings who have mastered this plane and are existing on other inner planes that we can directly connect with and learn from and heal with. So here she goes. I'm just going to read an excerpt of it for now, about a minute's worth. Spring has come and spring has sprung. It is an energy that coincides with the season, including the energies of the earth, the sun, and the planets and beyond. So this is a Lady Venus here. It is when more light comes into your system that energizes you and awakens you. It helps you take on new projects and clean up things that have accumulated from the past. It is a good time to cleanse your body and your environment. Also, it's a good time to open to new experiences and to experiment, but do it wisely and in a grounded way. Let the light of your heart and the universe guide you. This spring will energize that rhythm and you can harness it like a wonderful rider on a horse that has much energy. You are the director, you are the master of your fate.
Mm.
Lady Venus, one of the ascended masters that we can connect with. And we are going to be having a new course next month on healing with the ascended masters. It's called Spiritual Transformation with Oracles and the Ascended Masters. And they're a wonderful resource to have in your life.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that the card brings in the energy of balance too, because the energy of spring is so active, but we need
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that we're balancing that with enough sleep and rest. That we're,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, exactly. So that's just a good
Mm-hmm.
reminder to all of us, I think, to
Yeah.
continue to bring that balance through the whole season.
Yeah, because the culture sometimes called the American culture, the hustle culture, the burnout culture, we can be very driven to distraction, I think is another phrase, uh, and lose our way in it. We get so intensely into something that we kind of forget ourselves. Am I in my body? Am I aware of my breath? What am I noticing? How is this part of the big picture of my life? How does this make sense? Does this feel right to me? Is there something I need to learn from this? Gretchen, is there anything you want to add before we have a little meditation?
No, I think this is a good place to go into the meditation. We've talked about a lot of the spring energy, and yeah, I think this is a great time for the meditation.
Good. Everyone can kind of get relaxed and grounded, and if comfortable, you can close your eyes. And so the idea will be to tap into the spring energies in a meditative state, bring in Lady Venus live, and see where we go from there. So you can relax, everyone, and feel comfortable and grounded. Feel your feet on the floor, and let your mind relax and bring back any energies that have gone astray back into your body. And just release things that don't belong to you. Sometimes we pick up stuff along the way. Just be more centered, more in your body, more relaxed. And with every breath you take, you can become a little more relaxed. And as your body relaxes more, know that you are in an environment now. You're in a room or a place. Feel yourself aligned or in sync with that place. Find the rhythms that can work for you now. Let it help you relax and align with the rhythms of your heart and the rhythms of the planet and the rhythm of the universe. Because this is a time of new energy, of balancing energy and bringing in new energy as well. Let the buds strengthen you, the buds in nature and the buds in your heart. They could be new ideas forming, new relationships beginning, new projects starting. It's all there budding, ready to go with the light of spring energy coming into your heart and into your whole body through your whole chakra system. Your aura is all alight with spring, vernal, equinox energy. And as you breathe in the new beginnings, the balance, the letting go, so you have the space to balance, letting go, letting go. That's good. Feeling your feet on the floor, feeling at ease in your body, being more at one with yourself and the rhythms of the moment, the spring energies. We bring in Lady Venus to help share and give us more insight and understanding and awareness. Yes, I am Lady Venus. I am a lady from a different place and a different time, but that different place and different time can be here with you now. I am here with love and light, much compassion and giving from my heart to yours. Receive the love in your heart now. Breathe it in and then breathe it out. The more we share the love, the more it grows. It is inexhaustible. It is part of you now, growing like that wonderful bud or buds on the trees to blossom in beautiful and sometimes spectacular ways, sometimes subtle ways, sometimes quiet ways. As you take in the spring energies, just know that they can also help you be more creative. What do you want to create? How do you want to live your life? Live your life and live your light. Do you want more peace? Yes, it is yours. Do you want more love? Yes, it is yours. Do you want more harmony? Yes, it is yours. The journey of your life is a wonderful one to be grateful for, in spite its ups and downs, highs and lows, its great, rich diversity, all folded into the oneness of the universe that changes from moment to moment, day to day, month to month, season to season, and year to year. And this season of spring starting is one to energize you and open your heart and use your creative and intuitive mind for things that delight your heart and others. Feel free to go ahead with that and to connect with people and resources that can help you. They are there for you. They are waiting there for you. We are here for you. Now you just need to be there for yourself. You are there. We are here. Yes, we are together now. With much love, Lady Venus. Thank you. So I'm going to count from 1 to 5, taking us out of the meditation. 1, 2, ready to come out. 3, moving around a little bit. 4, using this experience any way you want and removing anything you don't want, remembering what you do. 5, opening your eyes, refreshed, alert, using the spring energies in the right way for you.
Beautiful. That felt like such a loving message too. It's like it's such a supportive message to all of us, you know. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it was very tender and very encouraging.
Mhm. Right. Right. Gentle. It felt like a very gentle message, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's a good quality that I think, there are a lot of us that probably tend to forget that there are times when we can cultivate more of that gentleness in our life, gentle with ourselves, gentle with other people. That energy is really quite powerful. And in a world that where often gentleness equates weakness, I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a beautiful energy to bring in. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just be gentle with ourselves. Like a tender young spring plant,
Yes,
just
nurturing
gentle.
ourselves. We
Right.
need to remember to keep nurturing ourselves.
Right.
Um, and the talking about the spring energies here on the Circle of Love and Light. I'm Phillip Mountrose with my wonderful co-host Gretchen Comer today. I just want to touch on, I wrote an article, blog article just very recently on the Great Awakening. So even though there are cycles like spring every year, then there are greater cycles, and they can be unique historic times like the one we're in, where there's a lot of turbulence and a lot of things are coming to the light. Um, there's a lot of tensions. It's sometimes called the meta crises, different overlapping crises in the environment and between different groups. And although the world has a lot of progress from science and technology, because people are living longer and there's more education and less poverty globally, and there is more equality, there's still some huge problems with the climate. And even though war is down, civil war is actually up. Tribal kind of group war is on the rise, as we know. And so this great awakening is, what can you do to participate as a person in the circle of love and light? We can feel overwhelmed and helpless by it. So I want to go over the 6 ways I wrote in the article about how you can participate in the great awakening and help the planet and help yourself. And I'll put this little article up here. Can you see that, Gretchen?
Yes.
No. So this is the blog post on our gettingthrough.org/holistic site, how to participate. And I did a video. And this is the key points. What can you do? First of all, you need to be willing and open. I mean, you have to say, hey, I'm open to doing something, and I'm willing to do something about it. I mean, it may seem obvious, but without that, you're not going anywhere. And if you want to pipe in here anywhere, just go ahead, Gretchen, for any of these points. The second one is following your heart. We're in a very left brain linear logical place, which has gotten us some good things in technology. And it's developed the internet and all kinds of inventions and making life more easy or automated. But it's come at a cost, because our heart hasn't opened along with it, and it's what heart math calls heart intelligence, the more right brain, heart-centered way of living your life. So you need to follow that, and just realize, what is my heart telling me now? I'm having this stressful situation with such and such, fill in the blank for you. What is my heart telling me? And that can get you in tune with the seasons too, in the spring, using the spring energy. 3, your purpose is your service. At one point I realized this purpose that you have, which is based on the things you're good at or things you want to develop. So it's actually very natural. Things you like to do, it's easy to do. They are natural. They are organic. You just need to follow up and use them. So that becomes your service to the world. If you're good at coaching or healing or speaking, like Gretchen and my wife and partner Jane and I, we are, that's what you do because you're good at it. It's natural. And for you, it might be research. For you, it might be helping someone else or leading someone else, or having a certain cause that you stand up for, or an art, some kind of art contribution. But you add that. That's making the world a better place. It's more than doing your 2 cents. Clean up your consciousness and karma. We do energy healing. Our new course is Healing with the Masters. We do holistic EFT tapping, healing with the soul, and other modalities. And some of you listening have further ones. So this is a good time to clean that stuff up. How do you know you need to clean it up? You're reacting. You're not present. You have negative self-talk. That means that's something that needs addressing. The good news is you can do that. And if you want help from people like Gretchen or me, you can contact us or someone and you can do some work on yourself as well.
Right.
Go ahead, Gretchen.
I was just going to say it's the stuff that we come back around to again too. Those are often cues that these are things that we have not fully moved through, or the things that kind of repeat themselves, or we get triggered again because it's a similar situation, and that's always a good place to look as well.
So the fourth thing in participating, yes, good point. In participating in the Great Awakening is stay above the fray. I love this phrase. Jane mentioned that to me. I got that one from her. Stay above the fray. So what does that mean? Well, there's a lot of polarities. There's a lot of good versus evil, a lot of I'm right, you're wrong. Do it this way. No, do it my way. My whatever is better than your whatever. My tribe is better than your tribe. Internecine war, if that's the right word. So you want to look at both sides, because everyone has, a certain validity. It's for them. However distorted we may be at times, there's a certain piece of the truth in them. There's something to be learned, even from the most crazed person. I mean, I'm trying to think of the most crazed people I know, and that, or I'm aware of it. Someone like Putin, he wants sort of pride for Russia. That would be a good thing. The way he's doing it is completely destructive, and he's de-evolving and a negative polarity on the planet, of course. But you can still even find something there that has a positive. So stay above it, juggle it, use what you can, find out different perspectives, stay above the fray in that more heart-centered, soulful place. And finally, connect with your spiritual family, and that's your inner family and your outer family. Your outer family might be people like us, people that you relate to, friends that you can support and support you. They may not be your blood family, or they might, or just groups and programs. You can find programs and groups to connect with. And inner family is first your soul, being aware of what your soul is telling you, and your guides and angels and the masters, like in our upcoming course. The pattern I have here is watch out of just following the status quo bias. So a lot of times we just do things because other people are doing them, and we use absolute language. Well, everyone's doing it or no one's doing it. Anyways, those are the 6 things if you want to join the Great Awakening from the way I'm understanding it, cleaning up our mess, is participate in the Great Awakening. So 6 steps about being willing to do it and connecting with your purpose, following your heart, cleaning up your heal yourself, and stay above the fray and connect with your inner family and outer family spiritually.
Excellent. Thank you, Philip. Those are wonderful. Those are all really easy to do too. You know, those are easy steps that we need to be reminded of for sure.
Yeah, definitely
Can't always be
to be
doing them.
reminded of them. Well, anything else as we're coming to a close on our arrival of the spring energies and how to harness them and also use them in the bigger patterns of the Great Awakening?
What I always tell people is breathe, you know, just breathe. When it starts to feel intense, just breathe, pause for a minute and just give yourself time throughout your day to pause, you know, pause and reflect of where you are, express some gratitude, listen and tune into your heart. That's going to be your best guide.
Yeah, follow your heart. Your treasure is in your heart. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, what's your heart telling you? Yeah, your heart, is sort of unerring. You definitely want to ground things and reference things to, to things just to make sure, hey, there's something that you may need to be aware of going on the outside too, and external circumstances change in our part of the experience. Yeah, follow
Right.
your heart. Thank you. And Gretchen, where can people find out more about you and connect with you?
Sure. Thank you, Philip. So I work with women. I help them create magical lives. We work together to help them activate their spiritual gifts. And people can find me on spiraljourney.net. That's where all of my services are listed on my website. You can also connect with me on Facebook, Gretchen Comer, or you can connect with me through email. I love speaking with people and connecting with them. Right now, I'm offering free energy consultations if people want to see how they can work with me. And you can find that on my website or on Facebook. So thank you.
You bet, Gretchen. Great being with you too.
Thank
And I mentioned that we have a new course coming up, Spiritual Transformation with Oracles and the Masters. And you can actually enroll in that now. And it's at gettingthrough.org website /spiritual, gettingthrough.org/spiritual. You can find it. And that's
Really
going to be
exciting.
healing with the masters. We're very excited about that, and
Yeah,
it'll be
it's
a
really exciting.
and it's very affordable too, by the way. So we want as many people who are interested to take that, and it could be life changing in a very wonderful way. And join us weekly here this time in the Circle of Light and Love. Like this page, that we appreciate that. Let the word get out. Share this video or link with people. Invite your friends to join us each week. We have a little free resource kit at tinyurl.com/spiritual-kit, free spiritual healing resources, tinyurl.com/spiritual-kit. You might want to take advantage of too. And myself, Lady Venus, Gretchen, great being with you. We wish you the well in this spring energies now and going forward. Until next time.